What do you think actually is good about taxpayers spending on these stadiums?
Well, it all depends where the stadium is and what the reason for it is. Here in New York, Yankee Stadium was built on strictly private funding. The Yankees paid for every cent of the construction of the new Yankee Stadium, and we pay for all the ongoing operations of it. For example, your report in Florida, the fact that spring training is a tremendous economic boost to Florida. A lot of teams have left and gone to Arizona, and it's caused a real problem. And now the state of Florida, under two successive governors, I believe, have reversed that trend, have put resources into spring training. I know in Tampa, our spring training facility, we get a lot of people from the east up here in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, this area, and Yankee fans everywhere go visit it. So I think when you build ballparks, whether it's Yankee Stadium here or Citi Field, or look at the great job the Barclays Center has done, it provides a lot of economic opportunity for the whole community and sometimes changes the face of the whole community.
And how are you saying it doesn't, Mike?
Well, here's the problem. What you have in a situation like you've got in Florida is that people are going to go to Florida anyway. And so you have these models that the teams and really the communities put together and try to sell it to their taxpayers that suggest that a certain number of people are going to come and they're going to spend a certain amount of money, and they apply a multiplier to that and they come up with a figure. A lot of methodological problems have been found with those studies. Academic economists who've looked at this and use actual data, spending and taxes before and after teams come in, don't find any effect at all. As a matter of fact, when the Yankees moved from Fort Lauderdale to Hillsborough County in Tampa, tax receipts went up in Fort Lauderdale in Broward County and went down in Hillsborough County. So there wasn't a demonstrable benefit to the city, to the county of Hillsborough from the Yankees arriving. Now, there is a benefit if you want to see baseball. But in terms of tax dollars coming in, people can't find it.
Well, I think I disagree with you, and that's often the case from academics who are academics and people who are practical, like myself, who actually live it and see it. I think it really, if you talk to the great people in Tampa, the great city of Tampa, they will tell you that there are thousands and tens of thousands of people who will not come to Tampa unless the Yankees were playing spring training. People in Fort Myers would not go visit Fort Myers if the Red Sox and the Twins weren't playing there. People, same in Clearwater for the Phillies and all about.
Well, why not take it to states that maybe need the economic benefit a little bit more? I mean, if people are going to go to Florida maybe anyway for vacation.
Well, in defense of Florida or Arizona, there are not a lot of places you can go in February and March that you would want to sit outside and watch a baseball.
True.
And I think there's tradition. I mean, you know, for almost 100 years, people have been going to Florida for spring training, and a little less so with Arizona. But that's the homes. So we have, you know, baseball is about tradition. Baseball is about patterns, and those are the places that people go. And the people in power there recognize it because they realize the economic drivers that come forward.
Are we able to quantify what it actually does for the local community?
Well, in Lee County, which is Fort Myers and has two teams, the Boston Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins, they did an economic impact study. Economists don't like this study, but just take the numbers at face value. They say those two teams are worth $47 million in economic activity, however you define economic activity, to the county each year. Well, this is a county with a $21 billion GDP. So we're talking about less than 1/10% of value to that community, and they've spent $220 million on these facilities, including one stadium that's not even used. It's only 20 years old, and by the time they pay off the bonds, they will have paid almost $500 million for it.
You know, Randy, I got to tell you that Leo Hendry, who founded the Yes Network, so of course you know him well.
Well, he didn't found the Yes Network. He was the first CEO.
He was the CEO of the Yes Network. He was on the program last week when you were doing your report. He agreed pretty wholeheartedly with you.
Well, it's hard to make an economic case for spending the kind of money that they're spending at this point. What's happened is, over the last 10 to 20 years, and it's really started with Hammond Stadium down in Fort Lee, the cities and counties have given the team so much, and I certainly can't blame you for taking it. If somebody offered me a $100 million stadium, I would take it. But the teams don't pay property taxes. The teams don't pay taxes on, they keep all the concessions, parking, ticket revenue. Now, the Yankees have a deal where there's a surcharge on the ticket that goes to the county, but the rest of the ticket price all stays with the Yankees. So the teams get this enormous amount of money, and all of a sudden spring training is profitable for them, and it's changed the business model of spring training.
Okay.